Let me show you guys. This is actually quite a game changer. So if you go here, somewhere else, if you go to settings, I don't know if I have it on. Oh, this only works for US stocks right now because the models are stock models. So if I go, for example, to S&P 500 stocks, you're going to see 4 new columns. If you don't see your columns, you can go to OPP table here, and it's the bottom 4. Just checkbox it. And if, by the way, on OPP table, if you don't want some of them, you can turn them off so they don't show. You can change the order. You can do anything. But the last 4 on the list that you see are generated by this classifier. To most people, I just call it AI because most people are familiar with AI. I call them the AI columns. So
I've
it's
checked
AI.
it.
Go ahead.
They are checked with me, but I don't have them when I scroll to the right.
You have to be on one of the US stocks, like S&P 500.
I'm on S&P 500.
Yeah,
I am.
you are, and it's
10
not
out of
coming
10
up.
years. No
Really?
difference when checking or unchecking the. Ah, hmm. Now it's there. I checked and unchecked the PE plus one, and then it was there. Okay.
Did it come up?
Yeah, now it's there. Yeah.
Okay. You also see some of them that are checkboxed, and I mean the dashes. That's because the classifier only ran for 10 to 90-day patterns. Because when you go longer than that, the current information becomes less relevant. So you can literally go and just select 10 to 90 and you only see them. So what do these things mean? Well, look at this first one. Teradyne. Historically, last 10 out of 10 midterm election years, it was a short, right? An average gain was 7%. Now let's look at these. AI score hit 95, so it's very confident this is going to repeat. It scores at the probability of repeating at 85%, not 100, 85. It predicts that the return is 6.2%, which is close to 7. It's still really good. And it also predicts the MFE. Look at the MFE. There is like 20% on 2018, the actual plus MFE, but this is predicting 13.7% MFE on the downside. So this is based on more current information plus historical. It's actually 64 different inputs that are used in order to calculate these. Every one of them have it. And if you look at the other ones, other way. Oh, let me just go back to that. Actually, one other thing that Teradyne. So look at this. This was 95. The next one is much lower, 79%, 71% probability for Caterpillar, although Caterpillar was 90%, but it dropped it to 71. It's not as confident. And then you go to like Tyler Technologies. Yeah, historically it's 90%, but it drops, it goes to 82%. It's more confident on this one. Look at it, this one's low. Only 53 AI score.
So the AI score is combination of the next three columns.
No, AI score is the initial thing that it calculates for itself. It ranks them. So it doesn't say, it just basically ranks it based on everything it's seeing.
Okay.
And then it uses that in order to calculate the other three.
Okay.
So how do I know these things are relevant? Well, I do because I actually created an automated trading strategy and did a full back testing of it. And I got these staggering returns over 8 years that the data was unseen by AI. It
Awesome.
was it was so high that even AI itself told me, do not discuss this with anybody because they won't believe you. This must be something wrong in there. That's how high it turned out to be. Even if I can achieve, I don't know, 50% of that, it would be amazing. But I'll just
What
give you
was the profit factor was 6?
the profit factor. No, was actually higher than that. See, it's
No,
still
no.
actually negative. I just started running it. Oh, today's up $2,000, so it's going to be positive. It was down a few days. It takes 7%, but it's a full trading system, 100% automated. I don't touch it. And look at the system. The system is it's a big system and it uses AI to monitor things. Even if something goes wrong, AI will realize it and stop it. But eventually, this is right now being tested and for a prop firm. So if this works out in next few months, our prop firm, the one with Jason, is going to start running this.
That is awesome. That's heavenly what you made.
Yeah. So this is this I saw now I know this works. And the whole idea is when you have the probabilities, doesn't mean it's going to repeat. It just gives you an idea about what are your chances. And when you know your chances, you are already statistically winner. So it's definitely an upgrade to the historicals. So I don't think I had shown you this last time. I didn't have it then. This is
No, it's new to me.
this is
Awesome work.
quite a bit newer. There's nothing like this
I
out
just
there.
saw it yesterday for the first time, or a few days ago, and yeah, I'm blown away by what it can do. I just need more time to study it.
Yeah, I mean, play around with that. Now, there are a lot of new features here which you might not even notice. Um, Take a look at this. So if you look at three different things, and let's say you wanted to go see the last one. I just looked at something 2 patterns ago. All you got to do is press the back key. It'll go. So they're sequenced in here and they're saved. So you can always go backward and forward on the patterns you're looking at.
Easy.
Another thing is you can always go to opportunities table. No, securities group. And if you don't use some of these and you don't want to see them, you can turn them off. Like I don't want to see Korea, so I turn them off. I don't want to see Forex all, and I don't want to see Russell. And then there's some common lists that I publish, which are called published lists, like top 20 stocks by market cap. You can always look at those. They're all here. And your own watch list you can also create. They're all there. I don't know if you saw this or not, but there's extensive help about everything. But you did see the chatbot, which knows
Yes.
about everything also.
Yeah, the extensive help. Yeah, see it.
Yeah. Here's another small thing. You know, the left side, you can always move it here, but you can also, if you just want to move it a little bit, you can use these right and left arrows.
That comes handy, yeah. That's good.
And you've seen the best waves. That's pretty much what I was going to tell you guys. By the way, you can resize these. And by the way,
Well,
if
that's
you,
truly awesome what you've built, and it will take some careful studying to get the multi value out of it because it's so well put and so improved, and it's big. It's so much information as well at the same time,
yeah,
but it's getting sharper and sharper thanks to the additions you make, and you've even automated it. And which parameters do you use from TradeWave?
for,
Which do you take? Because you can take, there are so many variables. What is the, you don't have to exactly say it, but can you give an
uh,
indication of how you put it
there's a
together?
lot of variables that are used
Yeah.
besides basic information about the pattern itself that you see. It, for example, looks at the pattern size. Let's say it's 40 days. And then it calculates what's called a sharpness level, which means it looks at the previous 40 days and the following 40 days and checks to see is the 40 days in the middle already better than the 40 days before and 40 days after. And it assigns a number to it and it uses that as one of the inputs.
And that's
Um,
really normally the manual labor that you put in when you're
yeah,
assessing
exactly.
the, yeah.
It uses news sentiment out of the data provider. They actually have a news score about that security itself. It uses that as well. And it uses credit spread, which means what's the difference between the 2-year bonds and 10-year bonds. That's a recent thing. What's the interest rate? What is direction of the interest rate for the past 6 months? Is it going up? Is it going down? So it uses all of those recent information in order to come up with a better probability. And there is training data. So the way AI and machine learning works, you have a certain amount of training data. You train based on that and give it the answer. Here's all my inputs. Here's the answer. And then you go to another set of data that's unseen. And then you give it all your inputs. And then you check to see what it predicts. And then you hope that's what it is. And that's how you find out if the classifier is working. And I did that. it showed really promising for last 8 years, all years winners, and the average was staggering, was 85% return on just buying and selling stocks per year. And that was the average, the
Automatically.
automatically. And and the option trades, which there's only credit spreads and debit spreads. I tested everything. Those are the only two that really returned. It was outrageous. And I don't believe that was that's the one it told me not to tell people, but the numbers were in thousands of percent returns. And which I know it's not realistic because it wasn't calculating slippage and the cost and all of that. But even if I achieved 10% of that, it still would be good.
Mm.
That's my goal.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Afshin. And
Yeah.
I can relate a bit because I made this system with Claude Code, oh, sorry, with OpenAI Codex,
Uh-huh.
and I tried to build a mini quant fund and
Oh, you did?
all the different departments in it. And I have a fantastic strategy, and everything was very well calculated, but I made it too big. And the so I made a big ball of mud basically, and I had to start all over again, and I started all over again in Claude Code. But what I did in OpenAI with OpenAI was I made a backtest machine, which also with that strategy created such big returns that I couldn't believe. So I did the out of sample testing. I did the Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
I did another one which I can't recall now, and it was still hugely. And so I was really wondering if because the AI told me as well, you can't trust it, and
Uh,
it's too beautiful to be true. How but I'm still stubborn because I know it's possible, and I'm trying to get it to paper trading now, but in a much smaller way because I started with 50 tickers. But you are also very stubborn, Afshin, and where do you base your stubbornness on?
What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, well, um, the results are too good to be true. Basically, is what was said to you. Um, and you say, well, still 10% of that amount is still great with the credit spreads.
Yeah, that's my goal is I mean, I don't know. It's running right now. It has to be tested for a couple of months to see if it works. But the system is really sophisticated because it does what's called drift detection also, which means it checks to see if the real life and AI models are drifting apart.
Oh,
Um,
perfect. Yeah.
and you want to do that because they are not always aligned. There are times that it won't work. There are
And
times
that's
that the
drift detection, you call it?
drift
Drift,
detection, drift.
drift with delta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure if you tell it, it knows what it is.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
explained it to it and it understood
Hmm. It
what
seems
I
so
wanted.
logical to do that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You really want to do all of those, but also you might want to have a different AI check the other AI's code because they are very optimistic about their own work, but the other another AI is not.
And that's where the MCP comes in.
Well, MCP makes it easier. You can literally go tell one AI to write, I don't know, conversation.md to talk to another AI and tell the other AI to look at the same file. That's the same idea as MCP server. So,
Yeah. Just made a note of it.
but the real reason was how well is this thing working? And this TradeWave itself is a real edge, exactly as it stands. And with the AI columns, it's a bigger edge than before. Here's one other feature I added. You might want to take a look. By the way, the whole thing is different now.
Yeah,
I
it
I
looks
do have
so modern and fresh as if it was built yesterday.
it actually was built today because the way the home pages of TradeWave works, they are Python scripts that run multiple times a day and they rebuild the HTML page. So it was probably built a couple hours ago. But all of these things are, oh, here it is. I also have it. It picks one of the AI, um, it just picks one of the AI selections and puts it on the list and it tracks it. Look at this. So far, there were 3 losers, but a lot of winners. 81% win rate so far by just picking it. 81.2% over 24 picks.
Incredible.
Which
Incredible.
are they picking? Which from
It
the
just
daily
picks
list?
it. Yeah, it picks it from S&P 500 list each day and make sure it's not the same one. And it just drops it. There's no strategy here. This is just dropping ideas.
Yeah.
Like a trading strategy is like I would never lose 13% on anything, but this is showing. So the win rate on the on machine learning tests is about 85 or 86, around that percent. However, the automated trading strategy only returns 57% winners. And why is that? Because it eliminates the possibility of these minus 13%. The strategy does, or minus 8%. It never loses that much. So you give up some potential winnings so you don't have a huge drawdown. But this is just a straight pick without any kind of a strategy. And it,
Yeah, that was my question a while ago. The Sharpe ratio would be the, yeah, maybe pick the first and the best Sharpe ratio for the day. And now, since you have plenty other ways to sort and to see things, I was asking.
right. So the big deal to me always when I pick something is drawdown. What's my chance of drawdown? Because I don't want to have these huge losses like 13%, I want to estimate my drawdown so my stop is smaller. So I am completely okay losing a little bit on, I don't know, 40% of my picks, as long as I have my other picks winning me a lot more. That's the models that I got working the best. But anyway, this is not what I was going to show you. This is what I was going to show you. There's this thing, you click tickers. And now you see that this is of over 100 of the stocks. Every single day, you can go and click on one of them, and you can see the full narrative, and you can see what does this stock do for the next 30 days based on TradeWave. It always shows you every single day, what does it do for next 30 days? Look, SMH has averaged minus 3.18 in this 30-day window. 1 up, 5 down. This is a short this time of the year. And it gives you full data about everything. And look at this, last updated 23rd, today. Every day it updates. And it's about all of these stocks you can pick. Go check Apple. And then, those. By the way, here, if you sign up on this, you get that AI pick daily.
Yeah, it's so much information. I love the ticker bar on the top side as well.
Yeah, you can click it. If you click it and look at this,
I
this is
didn't know that.
I made a video on this one. See, if you click any of these, you're gonna get full AI narrative. Look at this. It tells you you're at a statistical peak. I even made a video about this. My last video. You're at a statistical peak on S&P 500 for the next 5 months.
Yeah, I saw that video and sent it to some friends as well. Yeah.
And this is why. This is what it does. It has been doing this time of the year. And look at crude, just took off. And as soon as I made that video, it made a new high, literally the next day. But then it peaked and it's gone down. Look at this. Oil just shot up again.
Stop off, Sheen. I get so much FOMO.
So let's go back to Wave Viewer. Guess who's been going up really a lot lately is NVIDIA.
NVIDIA.
I mean,
Exactly.
all of them.
NVIDIA, a dangerous rise, one may say.
Yeah, look at this. NVIDIA's here. Look at this. NVIDIA has a statistical down midterm election years.
Yeah, still waiting for this. I was looking at AMD and Nvidia, and nothing's really going down yet.
No, well, it's just peaked.
Yeah.
See this? We're about here. If you go here, it's gone up a little. Yeah, see?
Mm.
But then look at these other ones, compare it to other years. Yeah, look at it goes the other way too. Anyway, everyone knows maybe it won't happen. But if it doesn't happen, that tells us a lot about how much more money is going to go into technology.
Yeah.
But this is the interesting part. If you select PE plus 2, you select
Mhm.
May, you select 10 to 60 here. And then go to middle, like 14th or 15th. Look at this. Majority are shorts. You see that? 1, 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shorts are at the top of the SR. So we are definitely in a negative territory on I guess this is the highest one. 50%. I'm looking at the bottom, this number. Look at that, 28 opportunities, 10 longs, 18 shorts. 51%. 109 opportunities is pretty split. But usually you don't have so many short opportunities that have such a high Sharpe ratio that it actually ranks. We
Mhm.
are in a negative time starting May. And look at these, like Caterpillar. Are you kidding? Why does it go down during midterm election years like this? I don't know. Good that it's really done it quite a bit. Even here, it dropped 18% and then closed up 18%. Dropped 7% and closed up 4. All the rest are negative. And by the way, because we are not looking at current time, it doesn't show the AI columns because it doesn't make sense. If
Yeah,
you
sure.
look, you require, because it requires information that are valid, relevant right now, not 2, 3 weeks from now. But if I go back to today, the AI score shows up.
When I'm in my TradeWave, and I click on one opportunity, I can't see anything in the bar chart or in the price chart. It's not loading. Any idea?
Just click out of it and back in. Maybe something got wrong.
Yeah, I was reloading the page and stuff, but okay.
Uh, if it continues, just tell me which one it is so I can
Yeah, okay.
investigate the issue.
Now maybe I log in and out or something, or browser cache or something.
Mhm. By the way, I don't know
I'll check
last
it.
time you
I'll
saw
check
this.
later.
Okay, just email me. Uh, did you notice their earnings that are listed now?
Yes, I
Hmm.
saw.
So the earnings are automatically queried from the SEC's Edgar website. It automatically comes from them. And then there's this projection also, which is a part of the trend chart that actually shows you how is the um, average trend chart this time of the year based on whatever you have selected, which is 10 midterm election years. If you switch it to consecutive, it'll change. Based on the last 10 years, it's going to look more bullish. But based on midterm election years, it's bearish.
That's a nice visual feature. I like this a lot.
Mhm. And also, I probably had this last time. You can change these to candlesticks or line like it was
Yeah,
before. And
yeah.
Oh, and
just show,
Really,
customize the colors. Oh, okay.
or you can go all the way to 2 years. And then you also have the price levels. I don't know if I showed this to you guys or not. Yeah, you can leave price levels at any of these.
You could make a trading view indicator as a sold product with this projection line at least.
Yeah, I could. That's a good idea, actually. You have a lot of good
Mhm.
ideas, Ernest.
Yeah,
I've
hire me.
implemented several of them. Yeah, I mean,
Always a pleasure. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was your idea that why do I have to type the filters in every time? And after you said that, I'm like, yeah, why? Because I always
uh,
typed it. I was such as used to it, never even thinking.
yeah. Since the
No,
browser
no.
is keeping it, it wasn't of interest for you. Yeah, yeah.
Right. But now it's saved in a cookie. But these are the basic things that have changed, and the today's narrative is just plain negative in my mind. And when you look at oil prices rising, and by the way, that's another interesting thing to look. If you look at oil based on midterm election years, let's just look at, if you look at it based on consecutive years, this should have changed. Let's look at next 30 days. Yeah, it stays about the same. But if we go to consecutive based on all data, it's pretty flat, which means there's no signal because this means there's no signal of what's going to happen.
Um, LE, live cattle, looks very interesting at the moment.
No, yeah. Wow, that's a big drop. Yeah, major drop.
I wanted to thank Ernst as well, because he gave me the tip to use trading 212 to be able to trade on lean hogs. And
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow,
Yeah.
this is pretty substantial drop.
But it's quite a shitty company. Be careful, yeah. Don't want to be responsible for that.
yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
You don't give financial advice.
You won't believe my wife got an account and they simply kicked her out. She was she was there for the interest on not invested money mainly and for the credit card which is giving some extra cashback. It's not a bad thing. And she was playing around with some I don't know some little gold CFD play or something. And from one day to the other, she was not able to log in. And after a lot of email correspondence, they said, we closed your account for business reasons.
Oh,
And this was all.
what country are they based in?
Um, they have a lot of branches here in Europe, like Romania or Poland and stuff like that. So
I
it's
see.
uh, they are now how is it called? Regulated by BaFin for Germany, for example. But yeah, strange behavior. So I won't
Huh.
And it
put.
was
But
trading 212?
it is trading on 212. Yeah,
Oh, that's really bad news.
yeah. That's kind of cheap CFD shop, like
Yeah,
eToro or something like this. It's-
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, but you
yeah,
can trade lean hogs without having them in your backyard. That's good.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But you can't trust them with big money then.
yeah,
And
no, I definitely wouldn't. There's no money lost, but or yeah, you can't really tell. But closing a customer's CFD positions and is not what you do.
No, they have
Oh,
an easy API connection, much easier than interactive brokers. That's why I was also happy to start using them. But
Yeah,
I'll be careful, Ernst. Thanks.
yeah. It's nice to play around a little bit because you have kind of trading view looking charting opportunity, and you can trade like micros, like literally everything. Um, if you just want to try out something, but have this real money feeling, that's nice. And you have a stop
I
loss
use
of
it
$1 or something. So,
exactly. I use it for paper trading, just to test out just to be start being able to auto trade with Python, and
yeah,
but please let Afshin talk because
yeah,
no,
I
no, this
always
is
come inspired out
good
of hearing.
information to hear. No, it's good information to hear. I pretty much said what I was going to mention. I'm just bearish about the market right now. Oh my God, the
Yeah, Ernst
paradigm.
as well, I think, and me too. We're just waiting for the big bump rides down,
Um,
and seeing the traders being taken to the shed in the wood shed in the back of the garden.
yeah, but remember something. The market doesn't owe us anything. It might go up, who knows? But the probability is not on its side to go up. It has higher chance of going down based on how it's performed in the back. So what you want to do, look, the real winners in the market are the ones that can survive any market condition. The ones that don't try to hit a home run, I guess you might not understand that that thing that was saying you're not you don't have to score big every time. You just want to keep having little scores, just always having it. And
yeah,
and so whenever probability is not on your side, just reduce your size or still trade, just don't trade as big. And you may still win a lot, but in case you don't, you always want to be ready. It's like always having a life jacket on just in case somebody pushes you off the boat.
yeah, definitely.
You just want to have that. And by the way, I have also been working on an intraday version of TradeWave called TradeWave Real Time. Um, ba-
Get out of here.
yeah, based on and there is there is a version of this which doesn't look anything like this, but there's a version of this that looks at um, some commodities like ES and NQ intraday,
Right.
different minutes of the day, and finds similar type seasonal patterns based on time of the day, time of the week, time of the month, time of the year, and if it's in presidential election cycle or not. It uses
Well,
all those for filtering. And I was surprised about how much opportunity actually is exposed by those. And I think it has a lot to do with algorithmic trading that are establishing times of the day. Um, yeah, I mean that's just an idea that's going to be available sometime in the future.
yeah, that's great. There are a lot of things going on in intraday. Like your next book could be about the London Open thing instead of the
Right.
debunking sell in May and go away. It's,
Uh, right. The things that it also looks at those at major levels of the day, which are four. It's the US market open, US market close, Europe open, which is 4 a.m. Eastern time, our time, and Globex open, which is 6 p.m. Eastern. It looks at those four levels and uses that as one of its levels that it adjusts to. But those concepts are all are coming together. But amazingly enough, I can put these together pretty quickly because of advances in AI. Otherwise, it would have taken longer, a lot longer. But this is pretty much it. Do you guys have anything else we should go over?
Well, thank you very much for showing and explaining the new features on TradeWave. It looks fantastic. Big compliments from the Netherlands. And I'm wondering the work you do, you have a specific setup using different AIs and using different languages maybe or systems. Can you give a global description of
Sure.
how are you able to do all these put the creativity in literal products?
Well, I am a programmer, so I have a certain stack of programming that I like. Like server side, I always use Python. Um, Client side, I use either React's Next.js or just plain HTML. Um, that's my stack. So the real key in doing a complex programming project is to understanding exactly what it is you want to do. If you can, if you know that and you can write that down, then it's easily doable.
Yeah, and
You
that's an
know,
art in itself. I didn't
that's the
know how
art.
many steps there are in doing a very small thing. And I
Yeah.
was confronted with that while programming or while vibe coding, because I'm just a no-no where programming is concerned. But each step had 10 sub-steps and 100 sub steps.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Oh, it's amazing how I actually have to tell AI to change the way it programs all the time. And it's just doesn't do it right. And when I change it, suddenly doors open because I have an understanding of what I want to accomplish and I know which way because I would have done it myself. It would just take me 50 times longer. Um, and another thing I've been told by AI is that my style of programming is not normal. It's not like most people's. I
Well, if it was, you wouldn't have built all this.
maybe, but I have a very simple mind because I learned programming by myself, and I I I I just learned to make things work, and eventually learned to do it the right way, but not in the beginning. And now I just do it with AI. It's so much faster. It's incredible. But I do change the way. I mean, the biggest one is seasonal market news. To this day, I have shown this to so many people that didn't believe this was AI. Although I wrote it on it, AI. It's amazing how many people didn't thought that I'm making it up. I actually wrote it myself and then put an AI label on it to make it sound cool. No, but it's a style of a human. I programmed how a human does it. And it's many, many steps. I don't just say it, write this thing about X. I do it the way a human did it. And let me check this one out. The automated trading system is based on how a trading desk works. Orchestrator is a human on the desk. It does every single one of these when they want to run like in a hedge fund. Every single one of these happen. And the AI layer is its consultant. It does things and parts of it go through AI before it actually is done based on what's programmed there. You just try to simulate real life. So let's see. Yeah, it's turning positive. It's gone over 100,000. It was down $2,000. And now it's gone back to profitable.
Yeah, great. Inspiring work. I
Yeah,
will spend another hour on looking around on the new features.